What's going on, guys? I'm back. And so Duke just lost to Michigan State. And yes, I do know this is a NBA channel. I'm probably going to still keep this mainly NBA. But I think this is just a good video to kind of talk about because obviously Duke has like 3 players going top 10. Potentially top 5, but I just think this is really interesting. We all know you have Cam Reddish, Barrett, Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson, known as the next LeBron James, probably going to be the #1 overall pick. He did well today. Barrett actually had a solid game today as well. But Cam Reddish, obviously, he's known as a streaky shooter. A lot of the games, like at least half of the games this season, he's been off. But he also had those games where he'll just go completely insane. He's kind of an interesting player, but all 3 of these have very good potential in the NBA, and I'll kind of just give you guys my take on how I feel about these 3 players and sort of like how I feel about Duke as a team. And so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I am probably going to, from now on, obviously keep this NBA content, but if there is something specific in college that I might want to talk about, I definitely would do this in the future. But it's going to basically mainly stay as NBA. So yeah. So basically the 3 stars, I guess you can say, for Duke. This is how they kind of played. Barrett had 21 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, 7 of 17 from the field, and 3 of 6 from 3. I actually want to mention 4 of 6 from the free throw line because at the very end of the game, he missed a crucial free throw that would have tied the game probably because he ended up making a second free throw. And so if he made both free throws, they probably could have tied the game, maybe went into overtime. Instead, they ended up losing. But all he didn't have that bad of a game. Zion Williamson, 24 points, 14 boards, 10 of 19 from the field. He did his thing. 2 of 6 from 3 and 2 of 5 from the free throw line. That's a little questionable. As we all know, Zion Williamson isn't really known for his three-point shooting. He shoots around like 30% from 3, though, based off the entire season. But he's not that great of a shooter. In the NBA, though, he's going to have to be able to develop. But at the same time, it'll be interesting to see how Zion becomes because he can honestly be a Giannis type player because Giannis doesn't have a 3-point shot yet. He still dominates. Ben Simmons doesn't have a 3-point shot. He still dominates. Ben Simmons to an extent can be he can be a liability because he just doesn't attempt like at all. At least Giannis, he'll attempt a 3, and at least if he's hot, he'll knock it down. But yeah, I mean, Zion Williamson has the most potential out of this group. I really do like Zion Williamson. I'm on the Zion train. So yeah, Cameron Reddish. My take on him is, I think he's kind of overrated in my opinion. I mean, the man had 8 points today, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 of 8 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. And if I were Cam Reddish, I would consider staying in college for another year and seeing if you could have this as your, I guess, own team or anything like that. Because I just don't think Cam Reddish was very impressive this year. And the fact is, the NBA scouts are just going based off potential on why he's a top 10 prospect. Because he is not deserved, in my opinion, to be a top 10 prospect. But he's a solid player. I just think that he needs to be able to tone his skills in more and stuff like that. Now, RJ's the most interesting out of these guys. I think, I don't really have an opinion on him. I think he's more... I do think I'm more of a side that he's going to be a star in this league, but at the same time, he does have some bust potential because, in my opinion, Barrett's kind of predictable at sometimes because you kind of know what he's going to offer you. He's not the greatest three-point shooter like Zion, but he doesn't have that explosiveness and that power like Zion, which is why everyone believes Zion's going to be a star. But Barrett, he's kind of predictable because his right hand's not exactly the nicest or the best, and a lot of times you kind of know he's going to go left, and since he's not a great 3-point shooter or anything like that, he's kind of predictable, I guess, basically what you can say. He has a chance in the NBA with the potential to be a good playmaker, but a lot of times his knock is that he has tunnel vision and he won't kick out to the open man. And a lot of times when it turns into crunch time, he kind of just shot chucks, and he shot chucks in general. Well, that's another knock on him. But yeah, those are just my input on the Duke players. I do think though that eventually there's gonna be some question marks about these guys, obviously, but I do think they'll be fine. Cam Reddish is the only guy I kind of just don't believe in, and if I were an NBA team, I obviously would pass on him. But I do think that Michigan State played very well, and that the fact is they were able to hold them down. Obviously, free throws are a concern. Zion Williamson and Cam Reddish, or not Zion Williamson and R.J. Barrett did not exactly shoot well from the free throw line, as RJ did sell at the end of the game. Zion shot 2 for 5 from the free throw line, and those are actual concerns because you got to be able to knock down your free throws. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time.